My husband decided to be spontaneous and take me to the movies last night. And when we went to dinner afterwards, I was talking about how much I really loved the movie. It was so good. I was so excited to talk about it. And he looks at me dead in my face and says, it was just a movie. And I immediately stopped talking. So the more I sat there and thought about it, I start crying. It gets really uncomfortable. And he tries to like break the silence by continuing to talk. And I finally looked at him and I said, that really hurt my feelings. And he responded, it was just a movie. I said, I was really excited to talk about it. You took me to see this movie on a whim. I've never heard of it, didn't look it up beforehand, and I really loved it. You picked a great movie, and I was so excited. And now I don't want to talk at all, because why would I want to talk after that? And he immediately stops. He's like, you're right, I'm sorry. And then he grabs my hands. He's like, I'm not even being sarcastic. You're right, I'm sorry. I love when you get excited. It's just annoying sometimes.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that because I didn't see this all the way through. He said your excitement gets a little bit annoying sometimes. When I saw this initially, the beginning part, because I like to see the whole video with you and react accordingly, my initial thoughts were the relationship or the connection, the ability for men and women to relate nowadays is weird. Like the way guys generally are is weird. There's some things we care about. There's some things we don't care so much about. But it kind of hit me like the way women generally expect you to react to something sometimes, and you don't react to it that way. It can be annoying. I get it. But if it brings your whole world down to the point where you have to come on social media and talk about your husband in this way, the man already apologized. Because remember, this was the night before. So this is done. Why are you here? Why are you blasting the man on social media, man?
I guess the apology wasn't enough, man. And this is a real scenario.
Yeah.
This could happen in many different ways. Most friends that you know for a long time, right? You know, those relationships that you had for a long time, at least 5 years, at least. There's gonna be a thing that one person does that kind of get on your nerves. Either y'all spoke about it before, or it's just one of them things that is not clearly identified as an annoying thing that you know you annoy them by or something like that. But you know, like when you do this, they don't really like it, but it wasn't never identified probably as like, oh, stop doing this because it is very annoying. But anyway, there's something that long-term friends know about each other that's annoying when they do said thing. When it happens, you know what annoys them, and so when you do it, you know they're going to give you a certain reaction. So it can happen at a friend level, in a marriage level. You know, it's always it gets more sensitive, or it could get more sensitive because you know it's a different dynamic than only a friendship. So you know, it makes sense. It makes sense. Why it hit her like that. The question is, if he apologized, what's the matter now?
Like, what do you want? I guess what more do you want from the situation? Because a lot of stuff like this happens in marriage where one person offends the other and the other person said you offended me, and then the person says, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, you know, gonna work to fix that, whatever it is. How are you gonna end up on social media whenever an offense happens? That's crazy.
That's not, and then look, now she didn't open up way for the enemy to use people to be like, your husband's this and that, putting thoughts in her head now from other individuals that don't even know what's going on. Now she has given an entrance to weird people speaking into her life now, and who knows what she is going to hold on to make herself probably like, he did do that, and you know, try to puff herself up. Now we don't know where she's at now with just posting this video, because people, when something like this hit, there's going to be a lot of people that have many different types of people that are just will say anything, you know, so you can get all kinds of feedback. I imagine ones that would be on her say, your husband, talking about her husband, now she's probably pissed off. It's just the situation is now dirty now. It's dirty money.
And like you said, this is a real life scenario that happened. And if you remember, we did a reaction to a video of a lady who was faking her husband cheating on her relationship. If you watch enough of her content, it's fake. But even on that fake content, you saw other women coming on there. Oh, yes, girl. Oh, tell him how it is. Oh, this is why you can't, you know, this is why you have to have your own kind of, you know, your assets or whatever. I'm like, dang, man. So like when I saw this, I was like, dang, one of the things, because Christianity greatly values marriage. It's the way that God put on earth to properly propagate and have loving relationships with each other without screwing up entire societies at a time, because men are sleeping with women and leaving and all of this stuff. But this seems to be one of the things that destroys marriage when people come on social media and put their
Exactly.
personal stuff out there.
And to that point as well, when you involve people that don't need to be involved into your business, like y'all supposed to work things out with each other. If it graduates to a
Yes.
level that is beyond you guys being able to talk about it, then okay, maybe get some help. But to
Mm-hmm.
initially start doing that, that's not how you're supposed to work it out.
Right. So now she's put it on social media. So accordingly, people are going to address it. And one of the
Mhm.
things that I always find interesting, women have this thing where they always say, I want the man to love me for who I am, the whole me, the weirdness, the quirkiness, all of this stuff. And it's like, okay, that's fair. I believe God built a natural attraction in men for women. Some of the
Oh
things
yeah.
that they
Oh
do. Yeah, go
man.
ahead.
Shoot, I saw some little nephews already trying to check out some ladies, and we probably get to that clip too. Listen, it's built in them all right.
Attraction for the opposite gender, opposite sex is naturally built into us. And so,
And now we go.
like,
We're gonna get those people in the comments that's gonna be like, oh, then what about this? All right, let's see.
yeah, let's talk about it. Because women feel like they have to do all of this extra stuff for men to be attracted to them. They really don't. You just have to come as you are. We find you attractive. Just like women find certain things on men attractive, but men come as they are. It's completely the same, the opposite way. It's just when we don't find something to be enjoyable about you, per her example, it's like her whole world crumbles. Yeah, I get it was a movie. He wanted to go see it, but this is your husband. You should know how to approach him to where he's not shut off by how you are. But I don't know. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's a trap. I feel like it's a trap where women say, if you love me, you'll love all the parts of me. You'll love everything about me, blah, 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 blah. It's like, all right, cool. But is it the same for guys on the other side? I honestly don't think so, man. I really, how many women have problems with their significant others because the men sometimes just don't want to talk. They just want to be in a quiet space. And you can just Google this easily, find it online. A woman can't stand husband being quiet. You see this in old couples a lot too, where they just don't say anything to each other. They're married, they love each other. It's just, what you want me to tell you, man? We've been married for 60 years.
Man, D somebody gonna try to chop D up in the comments. I'll say it like this: everybody got their own challenges.
Yeah.
In their own marriage relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think in general, we do know that the ladies can spice things up that aren't really needing any spices. Let me say it like that. Extra seasoning didn't need to go on there, but now that it's extra spicy, now you got to deal with the heat. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to be.
Give us an example that is not real. Like a hypothetical example, man. Nothing. Because you sound mad. Like, why are you scared, man? What's going on?
We got to make sure we walking with our flashlights and with the toolies on us, just like we're in a haunted house. We gotta be. We walking creepy out here. Yeah. Smooth moves. Amen. So
what? Okay. So let me know if this is a good example. We're watching a show, and this is something that comes up often.
Ooh.
The girl. What happened?
Let me just say this real quick. It could have been that in her scenario, it could have been that the husband, maybe something happened for them, right? Yeah. And he was kind of like,
triggered.
Yeah, and not really excited. You know what I mean? Because if it was a good movie, I'm sure they like watching movies together in X, Y, and Z. And
sounds like it.
So it could have been something happened before, and then this happened, and then he was like still like, okay, boom. He still was kind of in that mode, but maybe not mad, but just not really like excited. But she was, and that's probably what happened. In one case, that's a possibility. But go ahead and say what's your.
I was gonna say in a show that we're watching, and I think a lot of women do this. They'll say, "Oh, you need to understand me more. You need to love me more. You need to do more things for me." In the show, the guy was like, "I've taken you out on multiple dates. We go out on dates all the time." She's like, "Buy me some flowers or something every once in a while." Now, to me, what you're communicating is the dates don't really matter as much. You just want flowers. You just want you want to be thought of if I bring you home a gift. Cool. I'm gonna cancel the dates. We don't need dates. Obviously, dates aren't your thing. Yes, absolutely. Let's cancel all the dates. I'm gonna buy you flowers every other day. I'm, with the little note. That's cool, right? But it's like, to what you said, they want to spice it up a little bit. My lady, we go on dates. Yes. I think of you. I text you. I call you. That's not enough. You want to add flowers to it? Forget the whole thing. Because if you're gonna complain about flowers, obviously the other thing isn't big. If it was like, oh, I really do acknowledge everything that I do for you to give you that acknowledgement, flowers really tops the cake for me. Cool, I'm gonna add flowers. But when you come at it like, oh, I want you to think of me more often, like Valentine's Day comes around, I'm crying because you didn't write me a card. Are you kidding me?
It kind of sounds like a reaction to something that they saw. This lady gets flowers, I want flowers too. It's like a lot of times that could happen from coveting what somebody else had. She gets treated like this, I want to taste it. And now you're responsible for somebody else's treatment that you don't even know. That's why this media thing is crazy, because everybody comparing themselves to people, and then now they're not happy because they like somebody else's treatment better.
That's why romance is really dangerous. And when you bring it on social media, like, oh, my man didn't
crazy.
do this. Yes. Yeah. Other people are going to come and confirm your bias that you might actually be wrong about, that you might actually have had something to do with the man acting like that. We don't know. But now you have a bunch of people confirming something that we don't even really know is going on. And now you feel validated because, I don't know, some random situation without any context. So yeah, that's what was crazy about this clip. I was like, man, people have really got to stop doing this stuff online, men or women. Leave your private matters in the private. Take care of it. That's where security is.
I thought of a verse earlier from scripture that talks about, and this is not exactly connected, but it has to do with keeping your business to trusted people, at least when you are looking for aid or help. Like if you're struggling with a particular sin, confess your faults one to another, that he may lift you up. Like, you don't just say that to anybody. You got to go that to somebody that you trust. You know what I mean? Like somebody that you know will help you and that you trust. Don't just say it to everybody, because then now you've given them ammo to use against you. So in that same way, it's like you don't just go out there and just tell your business. You find trusted sources, trusted people that you also know will help you. That's just the bottom line. And that's a principle that you can apply in other areas of your life, just like this area.
Yeah. And you bring up another point. The Proverbs 31 woman, his heart trusts in her. Basically, she's not going to do him wrong in public, wherever it is. She holds his trust 100%. And that's not what she did. I think that's why it was such a visceral reaction for me, because husband and wife, what is wife doing on social media with something that you made a mistake on? Come on, man. That's craziness. She's actually crazy for doing this. But, not everyone's a Christian. Not everyone has Christian values. And so, we have problems because of that. Yep, I said it. If you have thoughts about this, drop your comments below. And we want to have a conversation. Some of you guys say some crazy stuff. So let's hear you out. And we will catch you on the next video. Peace out.
Peace.
Thanks for watching The Holy Duo.